Hello, lovelies. Welcome back to my channel. So today we have a pick a card reading. So what do you need to know? What are you trying to tell yourself right now? What is going on in your life that maybe your higher self or even your lower self is trying to communicate with you right now? This is one of many ideas I have for pick a card readings. If you have any topics for pick a card readings or just other videos to do with spirituality, astrology, tarot that you would like to see down below, please leave some ideas. I may even put a poll up here for you to vote on the next video you would like to see from me, other than the monthly readings that I do each month, obviously. So definitely go check the poll out. I'm also thinking about doing like my experience with all 12 zodiac signs, like a video on that. I think it would be interesting. So also really quick before we jump in, I am doing a fall sale for the next week until September 19th. So you can get 22% off all of my readings right now during my fall sale right now. There's only a limited amount of spots available, meaning the coupon can only be used a certain amount of times, but still I have a lot of openings now, so everyone's free to book if you're interested. I have a few new readings on my website right now for tarot and astrology. I have shadow work readings that you can get now, and I also have a 2020 tarot reading that is now available. The price on the 2020 tarot reading will go up as we get closer to the end of the year, so if you would like to get it now at the price that it's at, plus with the 22% off discount, then go for it. Pisces full moon ritual is going on tomorrow, this Friday, over on the Patreon only Facebook page. So you do have to be at least a $10 and up Patreon member, monthly member to join. So hopefully I will see a lot of you guys there that are Patreon members or that may become Patreon members. It's really cool what we do for the full moon rituals and stuff. So yeah, I think that is it. So this is pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and pile number 4. So pick whichever pile that you are feeling drawn to. If you want to just kind of like look at them and just feel which pile you are being drawn to the most out of each pile. We're going to start with 1 and work our way over to pile number 4. So like I said before, this is what do you need to know right now? What are you trying to tell yourself? What is your higher self or your lower self trying to communicate with you right now? I'm also going to do a shadow pick a card reading here in a few weeks for shadow season, so that's going to be super interesting, and to introduce my new shadow work readings. Anyways, there will be timestamps down below if you want to skip ahead to your pile, and let's get into it. Alright, so this is for those of you that picked pile number 1 as your pile. Let's go ahead and get into it. It was super hard just because the cards are facing me a little bit to not look at the cards when I was like putting them on these little things that I got to hold the cards up. So I think it was really hard to do, basically, is what I'm trying to say here. I cannot communicate worth today, so there's that. Anyway, so let's start with first things first. The first card here we have is patience. Lovely card, right? We all love to be told to have patience. It's like so annoying. So basically, pile number 1, you guys are being asked to have patience a little bit more in your life with something. I really feel like some of you guys are waiting for something. Some of you guys are trying to manifest something, or you've been waiting for something for a long time. Some of you guys could even be recovering from something, I'm feeling. Some of you guys are, this may have to do with another person in your life, possibly. So that's very interesting. Let's see what the next card is. Ooh, we have protection. So pile number 1, your higher self right now wants you to know that you are protected, that you are safe, that you can find a safe place inside of you that somebody else may not be able to give you like you may think that they can give you, basically. So pile number 1, I really feel like for you guys, this is finding this own safety net within, this own security within. I'm getting like a big sense of security going on here for the self, for pile number 1 for you guys. Okay, so the next card we have here is loyalty. So pile number 1, I think that, and I kind of felt this before too, but I wanted to wait to see what else we got. I think some of you guys could be going through a situation where maybe somebody either in the past or just recently in the past wasn't loyal to you somehow. Maybe they left, or it's been distant between you two or you and other people, and you've been kind of like questioning whether, basically questioning things, and you feel like without this person or without this situation that you're not going to be safe and secure. And I really think that you're trying to find it within, basically. And I think your higher self and your lower self wants you to connect the two, wants you to bridge the two in order to find it within yourself. So this is the next card we have. There are no names on these cards. I just really like them. I intuitively pick up a lot off of them. So pile number 2, some of you could be dealing with something that happened in your childhood. I'm really getting that some of you guys are still dealing with your shadow side, or something that happened when you were a child, basically. You miss someone, or you basically might have not felt all the way protected or something as a child in some way, or secure as a child, or you felt like someone wasn't loyal to you, someone didn't stick by you in some way. And so you're basically trying to find that sense within yourself, because you have it in yourself. If you can give that to others, then it's within you, and you can also give it to yourself, pile number 1. I feel like some of you guys are really missing someone, or really waiting on something from outside of you, yet you can find it inside of you as well. That's what I'm picking up so far. The next card here we have is self-reflection. This is exactly what I'm talking about. So it's almost making friends with all sides of yourself. It is combining and connecting all the different sides of yourself that you may be hiding from yourself, or that you may be trying to hide from others. I really think that you are basically trying to give yourself clues in order to basically be there for yourself more, and to trust yourself more, and to understand that you can find that safety, that security, that loyalty within. And once you find it within, and once you connect within, then you will raise your vibration, or however you want to put it, and basically attract that also into your life as well from other people, instead of you always being that and knowing that you're that deep down, and attracting people that aren't like that, and that are just here to teach you lessons, to pull it out of you, basically. The next card we have is Dream a Beautiful Dream. Pile number 1, you have some big plans. Like, you want to go somewhere. You have some fantasies. I'm just getting this like very fantasy-like energy with you, and I feel like you have this energy that's like, you really, really want something, okay? And maybe it's not another person. Maybe it's like a dream that you've had, and you feel like you're not good enough, or you feel like something happened in the past, maybe with loyalty, to make you feel like you couldn't achieve this, basically. But I'm getting that you can. Like, all of this is inside of you. This is a very internal, I think, reading so far. It has a lot to do with what's going on with you internally, and how to connect to yourself, and how to connect to your dreams and the world that you want to live in, the reality that you want to live in. And I feel like you're very close. And with the whole patience card, it's like you felt like you've been patient long enough for whatever this is. You feel like you can't be patient anymore. But I feel like you're missing something because of the self-reflection card and the protection card. It's inside of you. So let's see what your next card is. We then have the Queen of Earth. So some of you guys could have Earth in your chart. Whoops. And then it all fell down. So some of you guys could have Earth in your chart. Maybe, maybe not. Basically, let me fix this real quick. So some of you guys could be an earth sign, or have earth in your chart, or be dealing with an earth sign. Also, some of you guys could just be dealing, I'm a mess. Some of you guys could just be dealing with some earth-like things, material-like things, finances. I also feel like some of you guys need to connect with nature. The next card you have is Page of Air. So yeah, some of you guys are definitely creating something, or trying to create something. You have goals, you have these ideas, you have these plans, and you're trying to manifest it. You're trying to talk about it, communicate it, write it down. basically communicate it somehow, whether it's with your hands, with your voice, whatever. You're really trying to bring these ideas to life. But there's some kind of issue here with patience and this connection within yourself and believing that you can do it. The next card we have is the Rider. So the Rider is about news coming in. The Page of Air can also be about news. I feel like you're definitely trying to tell yourself something here. Maybe you need to travel. Maybe you need to get out in nature. Maybe you need to be more accepting of yourself. Maybe you need to find loyalty to yourself instead of expecting loyalty to other people. Because if you're okay with you, then it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks about you or if anybody else is really loyal to you, if that makes sense. Ooh. We have Great Fortune. Wow, pile number 1. I feel like some of you have been waiting a long time for something, maybe some financial help, and I feel like it's finally coming in with the Rider, Great Fortune, the Page of Air, and the Queen of Pentacles. There's definitely some money coming in here soon for something that you've been working on, that you've been doing, which is amazing. That's just amazing. So there's definitely money coming in. We then have Illumination. So I feel like this money that comes in, or this, whatever this is that comes in to help you with your resources, to help you financially, or to help you grow and evolve, is going to like literally light things up for you, and you're going to be able to see things, whereas before you couldn't see them. You're going to finally be able to see the things that you've been missing. Things are going to lighten up for you, basically, and be illuminated. So the last card we have is Journey and Change. It says, out of chaos comes order, productive progress through business or travel, possibly an adventure by water. Travel again, pile number 1. Some of you guys are going places, you are doing things, you are traveling, and I think this is going to be a big experience for you guys. I really do. I think the experience, wherever you're going, whatever you're doing, or whatever's coming for you, is going to cause a change. You're on some kind of journey. Don't give up now. I think that's the biggest message here, pile number 1, is to not give up and be loyal to your journey. Be loyal to whatever it is that you're chasing after, whatever it is that you're working on, whatever it is that you've been putting all of your time, effort, energy, and your thoughts into. Be loyal to it because it wants you as bad as you want it. And the cards and yourself is telling you through these messages that, like, it's good, it's okay, you have the green light, you're protected. Have a little bit more patience, keep going on this journey. You're discovering so much, and you will discover so much, and you're not going to regret it, which is awesome. So that is all for pile number 1. Thank you guys so much for watching this. I really, really appreciate it. Don't forget to check out my website, TawnyMichelleTarology.com, if you would like to book a personal reading with me and get the sale that I have going on right now. I love you guys, and I will see you in my other videos. Bye. Hello, pile number 2. What is going on? How are you guys? This is for those of you that picked the second pile. And yeah, let's get started. Let us see what your higher self or your lower self is trying to tell you. So, first starting off here, we have number 22, which is have faith. Wow, pile number 2. So you guys, honestly, I feel like you guys are really coming out of some really chaotic times, or you're really coming out of a journey that's been really long, really hard, really stressful, and you're really almost out of it, and it's just like the clouds are starting to clear. You know, there's been a lot of like endings or pain in the recent past or in the last few years, and you're finally just at this point where it's time to like have more faith in yourself, to believe in yourself again. Some of you could have a big decision coming up on hand that you really need to have faith in, that you need to have faith in yourself when making this decision. So that is what I am seeing so far with the first card here. Moving on to the next card. Ooh, we have innocence. So some more childlike energy going on here for you guys, pile number 2. Some of you guys could have children, or some of this stuff that's going on now could be from your childhood that's manifesting in your life today. So I feel like some of you guys may be blaming yourself a little bit too much, or maybe down on yourself a little bit too much lately, to where you don't believe in yourself, or you know, the things that your circumstances, the things that you have went through have caused you to lose faith in yourself. Maybe you lost someone, maybe you, you know, there was some kind of you know, actual physical death that happened with somebody that you really loved and cared about, and you're blaming yourself possibly. Now, for those of you who didn't recently lose someone or didn't lose someone in the last few years that you're still kind of coming out of, like, not coming out of, but you're still kind of like grieving over and trying to find your way to some kind of normalcy or out of the chaos, basically. This could just be some really big abrupt endings that happen, maybe not physical death, but endings in another sense. And now you almost feel like, how am I supposed to go on with this? How am I supposed to get out of this? If you have kids, how am I supposed to help my kids? How am I supposed to get us out of this or move forward with this, basically? And I really feel like some of you guys are at a point, or almost at a point, where you're just ready to surrender. You're ready to just let go of all the chaos, not really give up, but just let go. So, I mean, I really feel like it's time for you, pile number 2, to take a really, really deep breath and let all of the pressure of the world that you've been carrying, all of the things that you've been trying to control or feeling like it's your fault, feeling like you have to control it or fix it somehow, just let it all out when you exhale, and just know that not everything is your fault. Yes, we manifest our own realities, but, you know, there's a lot of things, nothing is in our control. Just how we perceive it is in our control. And so that is where you have to let go of this need to control, or this need to live in the past, this need to stay in the past, and start moving forward. The next card that we have here is number 9. These cards do not have words, basically. I just read them intuitively. So once again, it's weird, we have another tombstone. We have 2 tombstones in here. So I really feel like some of you guys may have lost someone in your life that was dear to you, or had some really big ending happen in the recent past that you're still grieving over, or you're still trying to heal from, basically. And I feel like healing is in the near future for you. I think what your self is trying to tell you, what your inner self is trying to tell you, is that you are okay, that you are safe, that you are protected, that it is not your fault, that everything happened to get you where you are now, and to look at the transformational change that has occurred in you. Look at the beauty, look at the transformation, the growth, and how strong you are because of what you went through, because of those scars. Yes, they still hurt, and yes, it was still hard to go through, and, you know, it feels like no soul should ever have to go through that. But you did, and you're still standing here. You are still alive, you are still breathing, and there's this innocence about you where you are now able to free yourself from the burdens of the past if you want yourself to be free of them. It's basically up to you, is what yourself wants you to know. That everything that happened, that love does not die. Love is energy, and you can use that energy to love yourself. You can use that energy to heal yourself, and that you are not a burden. You are not unworthy, basically, is kind of what I'm feeling to tell you guys. The next card we have is resilience. So pile number 2, you guys are resilient, even if you don't feel like you are, even if you don't see it within yourself. You guys are here on this journey of life to really endure a lot, just like you already have. And I'm not saying you're going to keep enduring a lot. You may have endured, you know, some of the worst of your life already, but you guys are here to grow and evolve, to be something very special one day, to be just beautiful creatures by the end of all of this. And you're going to be very wise. And it's very important that you keep moving, that you start believing in yourself, because the things that you have gone through, not a lot of other people would have been able to go through them like you did. Not a lot of other people would still be here to even talk about it. So I really feel like you guys have a really special mission in this life, and that's what you want, and that's what I feel like your inner self wants you guys to know, because you will learn a lot of lessons in this life and have a lot of challenges in this life. But sorry about that, pile number 2. So it's because you guys have a really particular special mission in this life, And I feel like you guys are a little more connected than a lot of other people may be, especially when it comes to other realms or the earth, or just everything in general. You're more connected, and don't close off those connections by not believing in yourself. So the next card we have is number 17, what is already with you? Pile number 2, this is incredible. So I feel like some of you guys definitely are dealing with somebody that has moved on from this realm, that has passed away possibly, and I really think you are. But I think they are possibly trying to speak to you through maybe your own subconscious or your inner self. They are already with you. Everything that you are looking for, everything that you are down on yourself about, or that you are having second thoughts about, is already inside of you, pile number 2. It is already inside of you, and that is what this card stands for. Like I said, love never dies. It is energy. It goes on forever. You can take that energy and transform it and use it. It's like alchemy. You can use it for yourself. You know, like what if you guys are grieving a loved one that has moved on from this world, you know, what would they want you to do with their love that they have given you? You know what I mean? Like, what would they want you to do with that love? And that is how I would think about this. The next card we have is the King of Fire reversed and the Star. Ooh, whoops. So once again, pile number 2, I feel like you guys have a special mission with the Star here, a very special mission. We have fire energy, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We also have Aquarius energy. So this is a really special mission, and I feel like you guys are holding back. You guys are holding back from your mission, or there could be a fire sign in your life that is holding you back from your mission. You guys could be feeling very angry with yourselves, or angry with your past, or with that King of Wands reversed, basically, sometimes that can turn into anger. So this could be something that you feel, or something that you're going through, basically. And I really feel like to really be connected and to really embrace this special journey that you're on with the Star card here, and to really put yourself out in the world, you're going to need to understand what you're doing to yourself, and what the different things that you're not allowing yourself to do, or the different things that anger could be holding you back from, or a fire sign could be holding you back from. Not putting yourself out there, basically, not challenging yourself, or scared of challenges. The Star is here to tell you that this is a light that will be guiding you through. There is someone and something guiding you through here. You are, like, the Star is also the wish card, you know what I mean? So you do have a guide here. You do have a light guiding you. So just know that. The next card that we have is Risk. Beautiful. So yeah, I feel like this King of Wands definitely could be that too. It could be not taking the risk, not putting yourself out there, not letting yourself be challenged because of all of the things that you've went through that were super hard. But now you're just like, you feel drained. And I'm telling you, the cards and your inner self are telling you that it's time to take the risk. It is time to do this. It is time to let yourself be free and go out there. So the next card we have is the Letter. So this could be some form of a message, communication, etc. coming in. Let's see what the next card is so we can get clarity. Occupation. So some of you guys could be filling out applications, or have been thinking about applying for a job, and I feel like your inner self is telling you to take the risk, to do it. Some of you guys have been thinking about possibly writing a book, or doing something with communicating or writing. Some of you guys have been thinking about making a blog, or some kind of post somewhere. Some of you guys have been thinking about pursuing your dreams as your occupation. And I'm telling you that your inner self is telling you to take a risk. If you're resonating with this reading, because this is a very specific reading in my opinion, if you're resonating with this, I'm telling you, your inner self is telling you to take the risk. It will be worth it. Stop holding yourself back, basically, because only you are holding yourself back, pile number 2. So our last 2 cards is the Nine of Swords. Like I was saying, only you are holding yourself back, pile number 2. This is grief, not wanting to get out of bed, feeling depressed, nightmares, etc. And then we have disruptive power and control. Normally this is a man 30 or above. So some of you guys could be dealing with a loss, like I've been saying before, or some of you guys could be dealing with a relationship that is just dead. There's nothing in this anymore. This person could be very controlling. This person could be very chaotic and disruptive and destructive. And I think you know that it's time to free yourself from this. Others of you are, still, this is what I was talking about earlier. The cards are just a little bit late to what I was saying. Others of you are dealing with trying to control something that already happened from the past and not letting go of it and not surrendering and moving on and trying to heal from it. So this is another reason why it's time to move on. You're not necessarily moving on. Like if you lost someone, I'm not telling you to forget about it. I have basically lost most people that have ever been close to me. I'm very familiar with death, unfortunately. So I would never tell you to just get over it. There's no just getting over it. I've lost both of my parents, most of my family. I understand lost completely. But what I am telling you is it's time to heal. It's time to let yourself cry if you're not crying. It's time to let yourself scream if you're not screaming. It's time to change your outlook on the situation. It's time to change your perception and look at things differently and understand that their energy is still with you. They are still with you. Even the cards are showing that they're still with you. I can feel that they're still with you. So that is what I am getting for you guys, pile number 2. I hope that was helpful. Let me know down below if you guys related to this pile. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you would like a personal reading, please feel free to visit my website, TawnyMichelleTarology.com. I'm having a 22% off sale on all of my readings right now for a very limited time and for only a limited number of people. Only a number of people can book this, can use the coupon code basically. Coupon code is FALLBABY, all lowercase, all one word, no spaces basically. I love you guys and I will see you guys in my other videos. Bye! Hello and welcome, pile number 3. Let's get into your reading. This is for those of you that picked pile number 3. Let's do this. So, the first card we have here is Wild. Pile number 3. So, your inner selves are telling you guys to take some risk, to let your inner wild out, to let the authentic you out, to be weird, to be different, to let yourself do something different, do something wild, do something authentic, do something that makes you feel good, no matter what anybody else thinks about it. That is what I am getting here off of your first card, pile number 3. I definitely feel like some of you guys are going to have some kind of crazy experience or already having some kind of crazy experience. Some of you guys are debating on doing some kind of new experience. Some of you guys are really trying to control and hold down and suppress parts of yourself that are really trying to get out, that are really trying to get your attention, that really, really, really want you to express them fully, if that makes sense. The next card we have is Gentleness. So this is interesting, pile number 3. I feel like you guys are sometimes possibly a little hard on yourselves, or you feel like you're too different, or you're not good enough, or whatever. Your self-worth may not be the best here lately. And I feel like these cards are telling you to be more gentle with yourself. Some of you could be a little too wild, if that's even such a thing, right? I don't even know if I believe that that's such a thing, but some of you guys could be a little too wild, and maybe the cards are telling you to be a little bit more gentle with yourself. I'm kind of getting both ends of the spectrum, actually. So, and others of you, it's time to not be so gentle. It's time to be gentle with yourself, but also let the wildness out of you. Let the chaos out of you. Let the wild girl or wild boy pour out of you, pour out of every fiber of your being, and express it the way that you want to express it. So this is the next card we have. There's no words on these cards, so I just normally intuitively read these. And once again, I feel like it's someone that is a little more to themselves, a little bit more internal, or a little bit more introverted, that really wants to kind of let the wild out, that really wants to kind of express themselves, maybe the nice girl or the nice boy that has this other side of them that they really want to get out, that they really want to show to the world, but they're having trouble getting there basically. And it's funny because the other card we have here is Chaos. Interesting. So, this honestly reminds me of like the homeschool kid that turns into a teenager and just freaks out and goes crazy, right? Like that is kind of what I'm getting from this reading so far. I really feel like some of you guys are really trying, and oh, look at the next card, are really trying to embrace your inner darkness. You're really trying to find the beauty within. Some of you guys could already be doing shadow work for shadow season coming up, which, by the way, if you didn't know, I'm now offering shadow work readings on my website, TawnyMichelleTarology.com. Definitely go check it out if you would like a shadow work reading, a personal shadow work reading. But this is beautiful. You guys are really trying to find the beauty within yourselves, or at least your inner self is trying to tell you that there is beauty in the parts of yourselves that you're trying to suppress and trying to hide, that there's no reason to hide them, that you can be okay with them, you can make friends with them, that you can really grow and evolve and let them out, because when we're not letting those parts of ourselves out, they start manifesting in our lives in many different ways, through other people that treat us like shit, or that treat us unfairly, or whatever, through other situations that happen that aren't great, like that, or we end up doing things that we wouldn't normally do, or that we end up regretting, basically. Like, for instance, just to give you an example of myself, so most of you know I'm a recovering addict, and I'm not really, if I drink, I drink to get drunk. So I drink alcoholically, but I don't really drink a lot. And I can drink, one night and then not drink again for, years. You know what I mean? And I haven't really even drank in, a long time, probably since, last year. But what happens to me is that I suppress a lot of my sexual energy because I was bullied really bad for my sexuality, basically, when I was younger. And so what happens is I suppress that sexual energy, and I basically tell myself I have to act and look a certain way, and I do this subconsciously, you know what I mean? But there's a lot of parts of myself that I try to control, that I've been working on for a long time now. And so what would happen is I would, out of nowhere, randomly, when I couldn't take it anymore, and I felt like I couldn't let that sexuality out, but I also I also needed to, because it was building up and I couldn't take it. I would crave to drink, because I knew if I drank, alcohol would be the key for me to let that part of me out, and I would be able to let it out, and I would feel free for one night, you know what I mean, and be able to be okay, because it would take care of all the fear that I had of letting it out. And that's just not healthy, you know what I mean? That's just not healthy. So basically, that is what I'm saying here. It can manifest in other ways. It will come out sooner or later, whether it's through someone else in your life that it's coming out through, that ends up affecting you in some way, whether it's through situations that are trying to pull it out of you, or whether you start doing things, because you can't take the pressure and the buildup of the things that you're suppressing, your own darkness, or the things that you view as dark. They may not even really be dark. You just view them that way because of someone telling you that, or you telling yourself that, or a situation that happened in the past, or your childhood, or whatever. So that's an example. The next card we have is The World Wants to Be Written. This is beautiful. Pile number 3. So basically, I feel like this card is telling you that you need to rewrite your story, that you need to rewrite the person and who you are, because you're juggling yourself back and forth. The next card we have is the Two of Earth, which is the Two of Pentacles. You're juggling these two sides of you back and forth, and it's it is time to rewrite how you view yourself and how you view the world, right? It's time to change your perception. It's time to recreate your own story and recreate who you think you are, because you're a lot more than you think you are, and who you really are is beautiful. So you don't need to try to hide that. I also have a new blog up on my website to do with self-love, just a few short, quick tips on self-love, because we're learning that in my online course in Soulology. This month in September, we've been learning all about confidence, self-love, and empowerment, and all of this kind of stuff. So if you're interested in that, in my blog, you can go check it out. Or if you're interested in the Soulology course, you can go check it out. It's all on my website as well. So anyways, the next card we have is the Ace of Air. Some of you guys may be writers. Some of you guys may need to write down how you feel or about your childhood. I know when I first started doing my shadow work, consciously, basically, I started with writing about my childhood. And I was in shock, because I literally thought I had a really good childhood in my head, consciously. And then when I wrote it down and I read it back, I was like, this is really traumatic. Because what I was doing is I was comparing my childhood to other people's childhoods. And I would basically think like, oh, like, well, that was bad. Like, I wasn't, like, molested or anything as a child, therefore my childhood was like good, like pretty good. I was pretty well off. Like, yeah, like financially, and I had my needs met, but there was other things in my childhood that were very traumatic for me growing up and were very hard for me to process, and that really had an impact on how I live my life as an adult, and the things that I do and the things I suppress and my shadow and all of that. And we may not even realize that. So pile number 2, I feel like some of you guys really need to write this down or communicate this somehow. Maybe through art, through writing, through talking to someone, whatever, because we have the Ace of Air here, which is the Ace of Wands. So once again, a new perception shift. Some of you guys could be going back and forth or juggling, making a decision on something, or the truth about something. And I really think it's time you embrace the truth instead of trying to hide it, because the next card we have here is the Snake. And I feel like maybe there's some things about yourself that you don't like, or that are evil, or that just are like unfavorable, unlovable, like not beautiful. But I'm here to tell you that that is not the case, that you are beautiful no matter what, and that's what your inner self is trying to tell you. Because the next card that you have is Journey. So, once again, rewriting your path, rewriting your journey, looking at things completely differently, looking at your perception completely differently, and healing from that. So now we have the King of Chalices. It's time to heal. It's time to love all aspects of yourself, no matter what they are or what they look like, and or how you think other people are going to perceive them. And the Snake could also be people that you've been accepting into your life that are dark in their own way, or have their own, aspects that people may deem unfavorable, that are trying to pull it out within you, right? And some of you guys could have a water sign in your life as well, with the King of Chalices there. So the next thing that we have, the last card that we have here, is Maternal Nurturing Strength and Wisdom. It can be a female between the ages, basically 18 and plus. Use this card generically if uncertain of an individual female. Okay, so basically what I'm getting in this card is that most of you, pile number 3, are probably going to be female. Some of you may be male, and you may have a lot of water in your chart, or you may be dealing with a male that has a lot of water in their chart. But basically most of you, I think, are going to be female, or resonate with the female energy, the more feminine energy. This is talking about nurturing yourself, strength, wisdom, that maternal nurturing, and that is what you need to show yourself. Pile number 3, your shadow side, all of the places that you view as unlovable or dark or whatever, or that you try to hide. This is what you need to do for yourself right now. And that is basically what I am getting for you guys, pile number 3. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. And yeah, don't forget to check out my website and check out the 22% off sale that I am having right now on all of my readings. Just use code FALLBABY. It's all one word, no spaces, all lowercase letters, to get 22% off any reading of your choice right now on my website. Like I said, I also have a self-love blog up now, and a bunch of new readings on there, so go check them out. Hello, pile number 4. What is going on with you guys? I hope you guys are doing well. Let's go ahead and look at your cards. So this is for those of you that picked the 4th pile that was over here at the very end, and let's see what you guys have going on with you. Okay, so the first card we have here is Hole in the Soul. So this is something that normally is something that needs to be healed, a wound that you guys have, pile number 4, that you may need to heal. It could be from a long time ago, it could be from the past, the recent past, whatever. But basically there's something here that your inner self is trying to tell you that needs to be healed from within. Something that you think about quite often. I think it's something that you know, because the next card that we have here is Thought. So I really think it's something that you know, but that you also may be trying to escape. I feel like some of you may be trying to escape it, but you can't get it out of your head, and it's just something that you know you need to heal. Now, some of you could also be in a situation in your life right now where you know it's not good for you. Like, you really know deep down it's not good for you, and you know you should get out of it, but you're not. And I feel like your inner self is trying to tell you that you know that it's time for you to get out of it, that you're worth more than this, that you're better than this, and that you have a better and brighter future in front of you, because the next card that we have is the path. So this just confirms for me that pile number 4, you guys know the path. You guys know where your path is. Like, you just know deep down. You might not be able to explain it, but you know. And there could be people or situations around you in which you know are just not your path, but for some reason you're still concerning yourself with the situation or these people, and it's time to like move on somehow, basically. Let me look at these a little closer here and see what else I see. I feel like, doesn't this look like, I think, what's her name? Sophie from Game of Thrones? Anyways, so I feel like you guys know, or this could be a situation in the past where you guys have not healed from it, where it really wounded you, it really hurt you, and it's been on your mind a lot lately, and you've been trying to move on, but it's been a little bit hard, and you're having trouble seeing why this had to happen or why this was part of your path, but it was. And so it's really important. Your inner self wants you to know that you know your path, and that also, if this is something in the past that you're having trouble putting the pieces together, your inner self wants you to know that this was part of your path, and that you can't see the whole thing clearly just yet, but you will in time. Some of you guys are thinking about leaving a situation that is hurting you, or that is just putting a hole through your soul, basically, that, you know, it's time to transform, it's time to grow, and I feel like you know that's what you need to do deep down. So that is what I'm seeing so far with these cards for pile number 4. Let's move on to the next card. So we have Beyond the Mind, the Heart Beats. Very interesting. So I feel like pile number 4, you guys could be kind of like in a head or heart decision right now. And I feel like your heart knows what's best for it. It's your head that may be fearing it, right? Because, okay, so like if you're in a toxic relationship or friendship or situation, for example, your heart doesn't want to be in that toxic situation. You may think it does. You may be like, oh, my heart loves them, or what. That's not love, that's fear. That's your head. That's your head. Like, well, if I leave, like, then I'm going to be alone, and then what? Or what if they get with someone else, and then what? That's not love, that's fear. That is your head. That is the difference. Your heart is what you need to be worrying about right now when this card comes up. Loving yourself and finding the love within yourself, and not looking for anybody outside of you to fix whatever it is that's going on, to fix this hole in your soul, because only you can do that, pile number 4. So beyond the mind, the heart beats. I really feel like you've been doing a lot of reflecting and thinking, and there's just this intuitive feeling and intuitive thinking that you can't get out of your head, where you just know what the answer is, and you know which path you need to take, and you know what your path is. It's just getting there has been your problem, or understanding has been your problem for some of you. So then we have the 9 of air. So basically the 9 of swords, and the Queen of air. So a lot of thinking energy going on here, pile number 4. Some of you guys are regretting something, or just really thinking a lot about the past, really just kind of living in the past, or having trouble understanding the full picture of something here. And I really think that it's a lot of air energy coming up here. Some of you guys could be air signs even. Basically, I think some of you are trying to weigh out a decision, it seems here. And I feel like you've been thinking about it way too much, and you need to go with what you feel, and not listen to the fear, because that's what I feel like some of you may be listening to a little bit more, is like the fear aspect of it. With the Queen of air here, it's almost like this truth. Like, what's the truth? You need to get really, really honest with yourself and be very wise about whatever you decide. And you need to do it for you, not anyone else, pile number 4. Whatever decision, whatever you decide on, You need to do it for you. So then we have the well. So this is all about making a wish and it coming true. This is all about having some kind of wish come true, basically, like I just basically said. So yeah, that is what the well is about. So I feel like some of you guys are really in your head, like planning all this stuff out in your head, but it's like you're not putting any intention into it. You're not putting your heart into it. You're just kind of living in this like this fear zone, basically. So next we have high honor. So some of you could be worried about what other people think, or your reputation if you make this decision, or what's going to happen next, or like, you know, whatever, like something along those lines. And I'm telling you, it's going to be okay. The next card we have is justice. So everything is going to balance out exactly the way it's supposed to, pile number 4. Some of you guys could be Libras, or have some kind of Libra in your chart, or be dealing with a Libra. Some of you guys could be dealing with legal stuff, or the truth of a situation. The truth is like a big thing in this reading particularly, and balance is a big thing, you know, like, so a decision or something of some sorts, or a contract or something along those lines. And I feel like your higher self is trying to tell you, do what is most comfortable for you. Do what your heart wants. Do something out of love for yourself, not love for someone else, not fear for someone else, not fear for yourself. You know deep down, you know, if something is toxic for you. I feel like, you know, those first few cards told me and told you that your inner self, like, you know deep down. The next card we have is meditation. So I feel like some of you guys need to possibly meditate to really get in touch with your intuition, to really get in touch with how you're feeling about everything, and to clear your mind, to clear the thought space a little bit, so you can actually feel what you need to do in whatever situation that you're in. Some of you, I feel like, are trying to get to know yourselves on a deeper level, and it may not even be this big decision. It may just be trying to understand yourself, or trying to understand some kind of answer to something, or why you do certain things. And writing may help you with that. Just with all the air energy coming up, communicating or writing or talking about it may help. The last thing you have is home and environment. So some of you guys could be dealing with the situation with family, your home, but I also feel like, because we got a lot of stuff to do with the heart and the head, that this is also about where you feel safe, where you feel secure, your heart space, right? This is about trusting your heart and having a safe place within, and not, you know, looking for it without, basically. And with that justice card, you know, the scale, it's like balancing out, you know, the decisions and the consequences, the responsibilities. And it's like, let all that shit go and trust your heart, because that's what needs to make the decision about this right now, basically. I feel like you need a sacred space right now with the home coming after meditation. You need a safe space right now where you can be alone, where you can have time for you, where you can think properly and clear your mind space and clear all the fear, the negative thoughts, and surrender and let it all go and listen to what your heart is saying. And I feel like you're not going to be able to do that with a bunch of people around. You need a safe spot alone for just you. So that is what I am getting for you guys, pile number 4. Hopefully it resonated. If you would like a personal reading, please go check out my website, TawnyMichelleTarology.com. I have 22% off all of my readings right now for the next week. I only have limited spots available, so make sure you go check it out. I also have a bunch of new readings. I also have a new blog on self-love over on my website, so go check that out as well. I love you guys, and I will see you in my other videos. Bye!